Okay, good afternoon, gents. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. How you doing, what? Hey, Indy, how you doing, bud? Okay, now, I'm not sure what your guys' thought is on this. The only thing I can think about is crypto. Bitcoin's broken that 40,000, well, smashed that 40,000. So I'm assuming this is people taking money out of stocks and sticking it into cryptos. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know if there's been any type of news that I was unaware of, but that's the only thing I can think of. I know crypto's just pumping at the moment. Bitcoin, I think it's clear now. I think it's evident that we're in a bull market, and that's the only thing I can think of. Really, it was sort of steadily had this big leg up and steadily going up, and then all of a sudden we gap down. Not huge, but enough to sort of wonder why. I only say you're doing. Gold also reached. Did it really? Yeah. See, if I look at let me get my what's it chart up. I know some of my cryptos have been pumping over the weekend. Let's have a look. And Bitcoin's hit an all new high for about over a year and a half, I think. So I think it's clear now we're in a bull run. Which supposedly goes over sort of 12, 18 months. So, yeah, see if we just look at that, let's get rid of that. Let's just, it's clearly pumped. I mean, it's been floating around here for a while, but I mean, what's it gone up? It's gone up. It's come down a little bit, but it went up about 5.5% overnight. It smashed that magical 40,000. I think we shot up to around about this 80,000 when we've been going a bit sideways. I thought we'd have a bit of a pullback, but we didn't really, and it just had another strong pump. So, I mean, we haven't been up to this level since. When's this? Sort of May 2002, so over a year and a half ago. And obviously we were coming down from the last high. I think it was around about 66,000, something like that. It was somewhere around there. What was that? 68,000. Obviously that was the last bull run, and obviously we've been coming down, and we seem to bottom around about $15,000. And we've been sort of slowly coming up ever since, but obviously this took us up to that 38 mark, and now we've pushed comfortably into the 40s. I think we hit $42,000, and obviously this happened over the weekend. So I'm guessing the gap down must be people just taking money and putting it into cryptos, because everything's up really. And in all fairness, if you look back to the start of the last bull run. We had sort of the initial push, then we had another push, which is sort of where we are now, and then literally Bitcoin went up about 80% in a couple of weeks, and then we always had a pullback in it, but it shot massively. I mean, from here it was 18,000, and this first push up it went up 130%, so it can go really quickly. And obviously we had, that was the where we peaked. What was there, about 68,000, and then obviously we've had a couple of legs down. Then we started to feather out, and then we started bottoming around about 150. But I wouldn't be shocked over the next 3 or 4 weeks that we end up comfortably above 150. Above 50,000. But you just don't know, do you? But that's the only thing I can think of that's caused that market. That's caused the market to sort of to gap like that. Obviously people taking money out, and obviously come Monday morning or when the market's open, down it came. It'd be interesting to see what happens though, really, over the next few days, because obviously, if people have got money in stocks or whatever, and then once the bull market, I mean, crypto's just getting more and more popular, isn't it? You don't have a gap in your chart? You probably don't. I've got another 2,000 tick chart. I've got a red bar there. But what I mean is basically, if you're taking money out over the weekend or whatever you're doing, the second that market opens, it just dropped, didn't it? What did it drop down? 10 points. That's the only thing I can think of. and let's continue to drop. That's the only thing I can think of. People starting to put money into. You have a gap. Yes, people starting to put money into crypto. That's the only thing I can think of. And I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to come. Oh, my lag's up here. We continue to come down. Who knows? I mean, this is just guesswork. I'm by far an expert. You know, this is just the only thing I can think of. I don't know if there's been any type of news, because we don't often do that. Sometimes we'll gap a little bit, but when we have a gap, the last time we had a gap like that, there was I think it was the Israel and Gaza, when that sort of started kicking off. It's not a huge drop, but it's enough. It's about 10 points, isn't it? But the only thing I can think of about that, just about 9.5 points, is people taking money out to put into crypto. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so we've got a leg down now. We've got one leg up, two legs up. Let's see what happens here. Market is open. It's been open 1 minute. So who have I missed? Jay, how you doing? Brooke, how you doing? Everybody else. So I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so let's have a look here. Oh, crikey, I better get my stuff on 39. That's not very good. 39. So, bump. Let's just check. Everything's working like it should.
Order submitted.
That one. Okay, excellent.
Order cancelled.
Okay, so we've had this sharp leg down, then we broke out the bottom of this. We've had a leg down. Are we going to come down and make a new low? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens, actually. Obviously, as you US guys waking up and seeing Bitcoin smash that magical 40,000, I can see a lot more money coming into cryptos over the coming days. And that might mean other things start to drop. Who knows? So we got a leg up there and another leg. So leg. Let's see. May go sideways for a bit, then may come down. Who knows? But I like that. Fits really nice, actually. I put it from there, touch there. It's fitting really nice, actually. Touch there. So I'm happy that that's a nice leg down. I feel like I haven't done something. What am I missing? Something seems quiet. Okay. Something seemed really quiet all of a sudden. No, so I hope everyone had a good weekend. We had a ton of snow over here in the UK. I know we woke up a couple of mornings ago to about 6 inches of snow. Well, maybe 4 inches, slight exaggeration, which is not a lot to some, but to us, it was a fair old chunk. So it caused some problems. I think the thing is we had a lot of snow, and then certain parts, I know parts of Cumbria, which are sort of is quite high up, and then we had a lot of rain, then the temperature dropped, so it was like a skating rink in parts of the UK, but I know it's cleared away from us now. Hopefully it's gonna warm up again and go a little bit milder the next few days, but we've had -5, -6, I think up to -16 somewhere in the UK, so it's been a bit chilly. Okay, so see if you go from here, touch. It's a channel, it's touching nice, so that's an overshoot. So it could just rock up, really. That's a possibility. So let's do that to there, and then that to there. See what happens here. Oh, sorry about that. So, see what happens here. So it does look like two legs. In fact, that can come down a smidgen. Looks like he's missing Sunday evening price action. Oh, that sort of stuff there is what you're on about, yeah. I think Answer me a question. Has most of you got a gap? Does your chart look the same as mine, or does it look any different? Let me just open it up a bit. Does it look very similar? No gap for you. Okay, so there's one. What, you got a gap, haven't you? I did reload my historic. Let's do it again. So I've got another 2000 tick chart. I'm just starting to watch this just to see if it does make a difference, and I haven't got one on the other. Everything else looks the same though. Yeah, everything else. You just don't show bars from market open. I know reloaded, but it's still there. It is right. There is 5 hours missing. Is there really? Mind you, if I bring this in, this other tick chart, that's just one big, but that's strange. So, it's okay if you guys haven't got the same bars I've got on that one, does that one look more like yours? Obviously. See, funnily enough, it's 8 o'clock in the UK, so market's been open over 12 hours there, so that's not a lot. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so let's see what's going on here. I'm guessing this is probably then a channel, so let's put that like that. So, okay, so let's have a look at this. If that is a channel, which it kind of looks like, there's a quick overshoot there. So, are we going to continue down? So we've got an overshoot. Let's see what happens. See if we start to come down here. I hate it when it does that. You could put it there, but I don't know. What does it fit like? Actually, it doesn't fit too bad there because it's like a two-tier channel. So, let's just put that there a minute. So it could be like that, and now I've opened it up, and it actually, I kind of like it like that. It might not be, but I like the way it's sitting all in that bottom tier. So to be careful going long here. It could be 2 legs down, and it might continue up. We've had quite a drop, see, so I won't be surprised if we did have a decent pullback. So we had this gap, didn't we? We opened here, so if we go down to there, I'm not sure about this. There is a possibility of a leg up and another leg up. See, what I will say is if there is an overshoot, a lot of the times, as we know, it'll do that. It'll push up, make a new high, and then drop. So I'll leave it at that for a minute. So there is a possibility it could drop. What I will say is it's pushed up right to the top of there. If I'm counting that, and then we've come back, touched it and pushed up again, but we've only got so far up, which is telling me I have a feeling here we're going to have a break at this. Possibly down. It's hard to say at the moment, really. But I certainly see a break below here, that's for certain. Well, it's funny you should say that. I've got another chart above my head, and I've had it like that, but it's... let's just get rid of this a minute. I've had it like that, touching here, so whether it is a downtrend, obviously there's a possibility of the Cavalier low, but it's pushed above there and bounced off, so I'm a bit on the fence as to know what's going on here. I would say I think it'll come down because what I will say is we've had this really nice tight channel down there and we've had a break of it. So we haven't made a new low from this, although that's a bit of an overshoot. But then if we have got some sort of a big channel, I'd still expect it to come down again. So if we go with that, it's a bit. I'm a bit on the fence here at the moment. Also, it could be like a couple of legs, but it's given us a bullish bar there. But I'm just sitting on that at the moment. I'm not taking that at the moment because I'm still not sure exactly what's going on. At the end of the day, we're at these highs anyway, so that makes it. You just don't want to do that, really. I mean, how far have we come down since the open? That's where the close was. So the bottom of there. So we came down 40. It's not a huge amount. 41 points. Okay, so maybe that isn't. At the end of the day, though, the trouble is you still can't take that really because you're at the highs. You take that one there, you've got about a tick or two to the highs, so it just makes that way risky. In fact, you haven't even got a tick. If you go above there, you've got about a tick to that. There's just no room to get out of this. Well, clearly not, but so if you did take that, that might be looking pretty scary. Let's have a look. Oh God, that's so tempting if that ends up bullish, isn't it? But let's see what happens here. So you wouldn't have got 2 points off that. Yeah. is this going to drop down and take out that? Yes, if that is an overshoot, it may do that and then drop like a stone. Let's see what happens here. Well, there you go. Up we go. I still have a feeling we're coming down. I might be wrong. Yeah, you just can't take that, in my opinion. You've only got a tick. If you put it a tick above there, you've got a tick to get out before these highs. We don't know it's going to do this. It could be a leg and a leg. That could be an overshoot. It could have a new high and then trap some longs and then down we come. I'd like to know why we had that gap. The only thing I can think of is crypto. Okay, let's have a look here. Something's not right here. Let's have a look. Well, actually, there is a possibility of that. Let me just remove that a minute. Touch. That's a possibility. I'd just like to know why we had that. Give me an indication whether I think or not we're going to continue down, because if it is Bitcoin, as the the US, what time is it now? Sort of, yeah, as the US guys start waking up and they start seeing the price of Bitcoin and cryptos, you just don't know whether people are going to sell stock or whatever and pile it into. I mean, we all know when we get these bull runs in cryptos, they go up huge amounts. Some of them go up, I mean, literally 100 times more in some cases. It's a huge amount of money goes into them, so it does make you wonder, doesn't it? They do have, well, a lot of people talk about this Santa rally as well, don't they? I don't know how true it is, but Okay, so it does look like we've had a quick couple of pushes up and we've settled down a bit and now we're working at a different angle. So there is that possibility. So let's just plonk this on, and that's where the market closed and that's where it opens. So let's just put that there and see where there is a possibility it could go. So okay, so that's a possibility. But if you take into considering this gap down, it's going to take it quite a bit lower, isn't it? I've got it at here. So that would make it there, and we've actually just touched that there. And that's if you take into consideration the gap down. This could come down now, I think. Let's have a look. I kind of like that channel. It was working okay. So that would be right at that 50% level. If you use the fib tool from the open here, that would touch it exactly right. Let me just double check that. So let's do it from there, that yellow mark, to the red mark. That's literally touched that right on that 50% level. And drop and we've had a break. So maybe there is a bigger channel there, but I think there's a chance this is going to come down some more. So let's just put that there. I don't know how effective these are. People use them. I tend to not, but I do have a look now and again just to see where these things may turn. So we've gone up sharp, then not so sharp. So so I don't think we need to worry about that now. So you may take that one, but I think it's really aggressive. It's sort of a couple of legs, isn't it? But yeah, it's just there's no room to the hide, really, is there? Okay, so that's whatever's happened there is just pushed back strongly. So possible triple test. I don't know. They're using end of day chart. Yeah, I've got that one up here. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just monitoring it. A couple of people swear by it, but I've got that down as end of day there. I've got 5 days loaded on here, and I've got, where is it? Break end of date unselected. So I've got that one. I'm just monitoring it, that's all, just to see, because they're almost identical, really. The only thing I'm monitoring it for is if we get a second entry with a NAF signal bar on here, but the signal bar's better on there. I'm just sort of playing around with it. I hear people talking about it. Your bars are just different than yours right now, which is unusual. All right, try this, Jay. Have a look on here. Do they look any better there? Let me just get that again. Sorry about that. Where is it? Yeah, just have a look at this one, mate. Yeah, does that look any better? Does that look any better? Obviously, the clearest difference I can see is obviously the big bearish bar there. They're the same as yours, are they? Okay. Okay, so I'll tell you what. If you've got a quick second, guys, let's call my chart here number 1. Let's call this number 2. Okay, so just put a quick number 1 or 2. So number 2 for the one I got in red here, which is Jay's chart, and number 1 for the one I'm currently using, which is this one here. Your 1, okay, so your 1, Jay's 2. And your 1 as well, Kev. Okay, so it might just be you, Jay. Yeah, Dean. Yeah, so it might be you, mate. So it's up to you. I mean, you can really trade them however you want, but I've got the difference. I've got end of day deselected, and life years. I've got end of day deselected, and I've got 5 days on that one. Whereas on the larger one I've got down here, I've got end of day selected, and I've loaded 7 days. So if you did want to get it the same as ours, Jay, yeah, everyone's the same. Then I've got mine set at 7 days and just select end of day. You obviously can trade it however you want, but that will get it to look the same as most of us, I think. Do you know what? I think there's a bit of a range here. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's a bit of a range there. So there's a bit of uncertainty here. So it does seem like we got that, and we got a leg back and a leg back, one leg back. So this might be a push up. So this may be a penguin style trade. So we got a leg up. We got one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. If we can bounce here, then I think there's a good chance we can get up there. Let's see what happens here. No, maybe not. Okay, so let's say we've got a channel that we've got a break, and we've got a new high anyway, so maybe that's just coming down. So maybe there is a bigger channel. I mean, that's pretty bearish, you got to admit, and we got that either whether you've got a big solid red candle, which, you know, is 10 points. I think there's a chance that after this, you know, one leg, maybe another leg, and now we're coming back down. So that's a possibility. So let's just remove that. So I think it's safe to say that there's a good chance we're coming down. We'll see what happens if we break this. This is definitely a bit of a range there. Let's just see whether this turns or whether it continues down. If it continues down, I think there's a good chance there's a couple of legs down there. So I'm going to put that leg down there now. The leg might come from here. It depends how you've got it open, but I'd rather it be shorter rather than too long. So let's have a look. So leg down one, leg up break, new high, however you want to do it, but I think there's a fair chance this could come down. So let's just keep an eye on this. Hopefully, if we can break this, maybe retest this and then come down. We'll see. So let's just kill the colour there. Okay, it's just starting to look quite bearish now, isn't it? I'd say this is doubtful now. We're going to push back into this little range. Where you consider it a range, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches there. So I would consider that enough for a range. We've got 1, 2, 3 touches there. But at the end of the day, we've got a little channel. We've got 2 legs up there. Then we sort of start to come into this little channel. And then we have a break and a new high and then a drop. So it hasn't pushed that high. So I think it's more likely that we're going to get another leg down. So if we can get a break here, that might be kind of nice to go short to. We've got plenty of distance to the bottom. It's looking really nice and bearish, that is. ATR is really low. So I have a feeling we may get a really good strong downtrend today, or some downward stuff. Let's try it there. So that's a possibility. And there's a possibility it's from here. It depends on your chart, where there's only one touch there. So I'd say probably less likely there. So we've got 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. So I think it's looking kind of nice. If we can get a break here, might be nice to go short there. So I'll have a look. I want to break though before it comes down too much. Holy Earth, we've got a wonderful scalp this morning. Good for you, mate. Let me have it. I'll tell you what, let me see if I can guess where it is. I'm guessing it'll be that one there, because if I was sat at the chart, I'd have taken that like a shot. We got a leg up. It's a second entry short. 1, 2, 3, 4, touching this, nice and bearish. And on my other chart, It's looking even more bearish there. I think that's a nice place to go short there. So I'm guessing Holy Earth, that's where you took it. I might be wrong, but there we go. Scalp's a scalp though, however you get it. Okay, hopefully we get a break here. Couple of legs up and then another leg down. So we could get some really nice. So this is the type of area that I would maybe hold a little bit. Try and get a few more points. Leg down, 1, 2 legs of correction. And some nice downward stuff. We've got to get a break. The trouble is when we get a really sort of bearish day or something, sometimes we'll get a break and it won't get anywhere near here. And it'll just drop down, which is a bit frustrating.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
Okay, fingers crossed. I bet that's going to just drop now. I wouldn't be surprised. One leg, 2 legs up here, be nice, that'd be lovely. Just too risky to take that. We're a couple of ticks from the lows. Doesn't mean it's not going to go, but it's just, that's the frustrating thing is sometimes when it is bearish like this, we get a little break and then down we come. But the trouble is you get into it, stops you out. You don't get into it and it drops like a stone. So you... That's frustrating, isn't it? I don't know. Trouble is, you can't really take it. It's just a first entry. And as much as we think there's a good chance we're coming down, well, I say you can't take it. It's up to you, really, isn't it? Nobody says you can't. There's nothing you can't do. You can do whatever you want, really. But for me personally, if I took that and it stopped me out, I'd kick myself. And I don't like kicking myself. Okay, so I think there's a good chance we're coming down. Maybe there's a bigger channel and we can get an up again. Let's have a look. Let me just see whether that can... it certainly could be. Let's have a look. That's very tempting, isn't it? But what can you do? It's only your first entry. Come on, give us a lower high. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Order
Give us a
submitted.
lower high. Come on, don't be mean. Don't be mean. Excuse me a sec. It's alright, I'll switch that off. They're not that important. Come on. Cool, that's a bit naff, isn't it? No, can't do nothing there.
Order cancelled.
Leg. Maybe get up to here, test these. That will be even better, actually. Leg up, leg up. Then we got leg down. One attempt to go higher. Second attempt to go higher.
Order submitted.
That's tempting. I don't like the way that's pushed up like that. No, that's not for me.
Order cancelled.
Leg up, leg up. Let's have a look at this. Right, I'm going to get rid of that just for a minute. And I'm just going to put that line there because I don't want it to completely distract me. Let's put that there like that. Just for now. Okay, try to go once, try to go twice. That's a possible penguin trade. My slight concern is EMA is a bit flat, and there is a possibility we could go a little bit sideways.
Order submitted.
Okay, kind of like that.